One. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to season 3 finale of Anime Gateway. We started off with 5 shows, 5 really good shows, and we narrowed it down to the final 2. Which show is going to come off with the crown, be our season 3 champion? Which show is going to be tossed aside?
Ooh, find out now.
As well as crowning a show king or queen of the animes for season 3 anime. We'll also be giving each show our awards, so stay tuned for that.
First, a word from our sponsor. James, what's our sponsor?
Our sponsor of this week is Sergeant Peter's Cashews.
Bro,
that's how the cashews the dudes.
Bro, I'll fucking take whatever, Holmes. Like, hey, yo, anyone watching? Like, I got no viewers average, but like,
this stream is sponsored by the like button. Oh wait, this is Twitch.
Sponsored by the follow button and the sub button.
Yeah.
Be my depression.
Anyway, can't get out of my way. I can't talk.
All right.
Before we get to anything we just said, we should probably talk about the ones who didn't make it along the way. A little bit of a trip down memory lane. See those who we had to walk upon to get here.
Yeah.
I know I asked this before, but let's ask this again now that the thing's on. Did anyone else watch any of the other shows that aren't Paranoia Agent and School Life?
I finished a race to the end in the show.
Same.
Yeah, I think we all finished a race.
Not a bad
Just
show.
The last 3.
If it made it to, if we decided to continue to this week, I don't think it would have won the crown at all. However, it's still a pretty good show.
Oh yeah, I agree. It's the ending sequence and everything is like the best way I can describe it is like extremely bittersweet.
That's what I thought too, but we kind of learn through the series how much he's willing to sacrifice himself to change things, and he also got to live those years. Not that time, but he did.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's lost time. He's in fact gained it.
Because he was sent back with the still mind of who he was before.
Yeah, that was a scenario. Like we're not going to go over the episodes because it's not the main focus, but like the moment where it's like I have amnesia, but I don't remember the stuff I did in the future. It's the most like wait.
That's weird. Yeah,
that's really the most. That's fucky.
He also wakes up like 3 years before the beginning of the show where he was in 2006. Said he wakes up in 2003. And I guess by like 3 years he's done with his physical therapy and all that.
Oh, it's like 5 years, but yeah. Also, credit to the one episode where we think he's fucking dead, and they take him out of the opening.
Oh, they did do that, yeah.
That took me a full second, like, why isn't he showing up at the theater? Wait.
Yeah, it had me. I was like, wait, how do they? Is it gonna be his mom now? Like, are they gonna focus around how his mom gets the bad guy? I was like, that's not. No,
that would be weird.
It threw me for a loop. They got me, ladies and gentlemen. They got me.
They got me.
Also, one other detail about it I want to touch on. In the new future that's created after he wakes up and everything, some of his friends come to visit him. And I think the one friend that he had back then, who was the one female friend in the group, is now a man.
I think they already said he was a boy, like, earlier on.
Now, I was thinking that, but, like...
I remember him calling him a him.
I remember them referring to she, her, but...
I'm not sure, because I wasn't surprised by that. I remember I thought I was surprised before when like he had like a thought and was thinking about him and thinking about what he was trying to help save him. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I wasn't surprised by that scenario. But if it was that scenario, good for him.
Yeah, I couldn't remember that far back, so I wasn't 100% sure, but like it was something worth touching upon.
I liked how they, like, as Jacob said, like very much like and
There's
then they didn't waste time to get into it. They didn't like spend another episode going, who could it be? Oh man, who could it be?
Yeah, it's just a teacher going, okay, out to the roof with you. Up, time to throw you overboard. Whoops.
That car scene was fantastic. That was the
Yeah.
most like, oh no, he still hasn't. Oh,
Oh,
he's
no.
learning. Oh no.
And this is gonna spoil one of my words. Visually, this show is fucking phenomenal.
Oh
Yeah, it is pretty good. Agreed. All right.
Yeah.
What about the other two shows? All right, James, you have something to say?
Oh, no, go ahead.
As for the other two shows, I watched 2 extra episodes of Miroku-chan when last we left off with it. So episode 4 and 5. The 5th episode, they finally get into the one blonde side character that was stalking her
Yeah.
briefly, but still nice to see other characters. But it's mostly a lot of the same we've already seen. The
Scary
development,
thing.
the development in the show is pretty much the same pace as it was in the first 3 episodes, but that's just saying that 2 episodes after those. It could pick up, it could not.
Did it do Brad's jokes?
I think so, yeah. Again, more of the same. Does teach us little extra details about the fact, because they touched on like the good spirits in one of the previous episodes. They touch upon that again
Ooh.
in different ways. Smaller evil spirits that aren't like super big and scary all the time. Stuff like that.
Intriguing.
Yeah. I might go back to it, not sure. Then I also watched one extra episode of Serial Experiments Lane in English, unfortunately.
And how
'Cause they
was
don't-
that a bad experience for you, Holmes?
Like I told you earlier, most of the other characters, well, some of the other characters were fine sounding except for Lane herself.
Was it
It's
like
just-
she sounded flat? Did she sound unfitting? I haven't
It's-
heard the English dub, so it's other people here.
It just, the tone does not match whatsoever.
Is it funny bad or just bad?
It just bad.
Damn.
If she was like yelling more, it'd probably be. No. So yeah, it's available on Funimation in Japanese and English. However, Japanese version doesn't have English subtitles. It's got Spanish and German.
Okay.
Just be aware of that.
Maybe
James, you
that's
said
maybe.
you-
Maybe
James,
that's
you said
why
you-
it wasn't available in my region.
Probably.
Yes, so but there is versions with it, or maybe that's fan subtitles. I don't know now.
Maybe. But yeah, James, you said you finished Serial Experiments Lane?
No. I watched the whole thing. I watched the up until it got voted off. I had been watching it and dubbed
okay.
the whole time. I do want to go back because I feel like it's a classic that I should give some more time to. But
it's gonna
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get back to it too.
feel like it's gonna share my same opinion that I'm gonna bring in about Paranoia Agent that I'll talk about when we talk
Probably.
about Paranoia Agent.
Yep.
yeah, I didn't get to touch on any of the other ones. I do want to finish them. The past couple of days, when I got into the actual feeling really, really bad from the COVID, I just I binge watched the whole Legend of Korra show, and then by the time
Alright, then.
by the time I finished the whole series, I went into just actually playing games and listening to YouTube again, which I haven't done in a while.
How
So
unprofessional.
saying you watched the best anime.
Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Wait,
No,
what?
Legend of Korra.
Yeah,
Korra.
yeah. Just because I hadn't seen it in a long time. And it's on Netflix.
Close enough.
Anyway,
Alrighty, on to our first official show of the night. Paranoia Agent.
the agent of
And
paranoia himself.
boy, are these 3 episodes send you on
Four.
a visual
Four
trip.
episodes.
These 4 episodes send you on a visual fucking trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. We start
much
off
do.
with an episode I actually knew a bit about. I didn't know I knew about it till like near the end.
Yep.
I saw a video, you probably saw it too, Mikey, of
Mhm.
a video about episodes
deep.
and shows that were about making animation.
Yeah.
That episode of Kirby where they made a cartoon, fucking all the episodes that any shows that done that. This was one of them. I didn't realize this was one of them.
Yeah.
Especially since they didn't talk about any of the other stuff, like the non-actually making a show part of this process.
Yeah, they kind of just went over the jobs of people involved with it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
As we follow a production staff that's making a pilot, episode 1-ish, for a cartoon about Moromi, that dog. You know, the
The
one.
dog mascot, yeah. And boy, what a stressful work environment it is.
Oh my goodness.
Take a nap.
Good lord.
Take a nap.
Take a nap.
Take a nap. Take a
I
nap.
feel like it's
Take
feel
a
like-
nap.
partial blame goes to both the victim of all this and also the people around him because goddamn, they're assholes.
Everyone was understressed, underpaid, probably being rushed. Nothing was good. As we go
Yeah.
through everyone's jobs, what they do for the show, how they do it, and like it would occasionally be stopped by a Moromi saying like, "This is the Department of Management. This is what he does."
Yeah.
And get back to it.
I thought that was
As we-
honestly real cool. Like, I should explain, like, each role, honestly.
Yeah, because I wouldn't have
Yeah.
known if they said anything. I wouldn't fucking know.
What the fuck did the production specialist do?
Production, especially.
Wow, thanks, Moromi.
But this is a place filled with people on the brink of emotional trauma and turmoil. A prime feasting spot for our little slugger.
And the person we follow in question has some sort of condition or something that just causes him to fall asleep or lose consciousness during
Epilepsy.
the day.
Narcolepsy, yep.
Yeah. And just wake up at random points, not fully remembering what he's doing.
Yeah, we keep cutting back and forth between him taking the image, the script, the imagery, whatever, for the episode down like a rainy, like highway, and back to the shit that's happening in the office, where he fucks up, someone yells at him, abuses him, fucking.
It gets so bad to the point where like the staff, the production manager just fucking tackles him.
Yeah, he fucking
Tells
tackled
him,
him.
I'm not gonna tell you to quit. Just die.
Yeah, absolute terrible environment.
But that was also funny as hell.
Oh yeah.
Oh, also I'm gonna say the funniest moment in this entire season also comes from this episode, where at one point he flashes back into his car, starts dozing off, and then suddenly the radio starts blasting the opening theme to Paranoid Agent.
Yeah.
It's only funny because we made it funny.
Yeah.
Oh man.
This was, again, kind of like, I think this is a very cool, probably big, important episode. Again, for like cartoon episodes about making cartoons and shit. What did this have to do with the plot? Like the last couple of episodes?
Yeah, I think it was just more
Or ideas?
laboratory work of what Little Slugger does. Maybe the creators just wanted to put in like an animation episode or so.
Probably. It was a good episode. I'm not complaining about the episode. It was
Yeah.
interesting. As we saw like him slowly going crazy as like 10 people die in this episode. Not knocked out. Not your problems are solved, buddy. Dead.
Yeah, pretty much everyone in the animation team is just dead by the end.
I want this one thing that's like it's like the ending where he basically dies, but they get the script to the person to show it
Yeah.
off. But they still decided to play the thing in the later episodes, despite the fact the entire crew died. I feel like no one mentioned that. No one mentioned any of that. Like
Yeah.
later on, that just didn't get brought up.
Yeah, it's this really like weird, creepy thing where they're like, "Oh, hey, oh, where is he? Oh, there's his crashed vehicle. Oh, there's the tape. Oh, thank God it's safe."
Obviously, maybe for like a darkest scenario, like maybe his biggest phobia, yeah, maybe that would be it. But then they actually play the episode in what I think is reality. So I don't know if they're actually dead or they got just killed working. I don't know. I don't know if they're actually fucking dead or not.
That could be plausible. There's a lot of questions about this world I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's also the scene where he gets handed, where the person we're following gets handed the thing by the background artist.
Yeah, the background.
Here, take this somewhere, and then he just folds it up and ruins it.
Oh my god. Just the face of loss on his fucking, like, you work so hard on something and then just destroyed.
And count on me. Yeah, there's that episode. The next three are a lot more connected.
Yeah, any strong feelings on the animation episode?
No, I think you covered most of the bases on it. I mean, the show has had me holding my head with like in pain since like almost this first episode, like a good pain, and it just continued. Like the fact that it is constantly spiraling within this is why it made it to the end for me personally in the first place, was the fact that I'm just trying to figure out what's going on, and like I was worried that I just never would. But did I?
We'll
Anyway.
find out with episode
we'll find out.
11. No entry.
No entry.
What was the last one called? Oh, it was called Mellow My Romy. Right.
Title of the show they were making.
Yeah. Okay, now we get back into the connected episodes after that 3-episode almost hiatus of here's some stories. Oh
Here's some
man,
stuff.
here's a ghost episode, animation, which were all cool episodes, but I feel like I'll go get in that later. But this episode was cool as fuck.
Yeah, I agree.
Because we involve the best girl. I'm already saying who my award's going to.
Alright, fair.
The best girl, Misei Ikari. The true wife.
Yeah.
Of the detective man. The big one. The chief.
Yeah. The older one.
She gets a visit from Little Slugger. As she kind of heard more and more rumors as, like, he's starting to get, like, unhuman, like, even more than he already was. People say he's going like 5 times his size, and it's like a Goliath and shit.
Oh boy, those rumors weren't entirely false.
As she gets home to her house, she's confronted by him. But as opposed to everyone else, who like usually gets, like they have a mental breakdown, he comes and swoops, ends it. Except for the ghost, I guess, that one still perplexes me.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But this one, he's kind of like sitting there, like swings back, like I'm about to end this bitch's career and life. She's calmly sitting, like, or standing, then calmly sits down and fucking
just has a conversation with him.
Talks about how she turned down a life-saving medical treatment. Fucking how her husband lost his job because the kid died. Who was originally this guy? I don't know. Still don't know about that entirely. And now he's a security guard, and they can't afford that surgery anymore.
That's also touched upon the other parts of this episode during this whole conversation.
How she's too frail and weak to have children. How she started wishing to die to make things easier for her husband, who's always been supportive and always almost contrastedly to what we've seen up to this point, where we kind of saw him as like the hard older cop, like the bad cop.
Yeah.
See him being an actually good husband, supporting her, and a hard worker, trying to make sure he always helps her out. And like when she brought some of these concerns, like, no, that's not what you fucking do. You don't just die to make someone happy. And we just learn how devoted she is. Like, even when he's like has to keep staying late, she makes him dinner every time without fail.
Mm-hmm. She goes into a spiel about how she'll never, like, her and just the humans themselves will never give up in the face of paranoia and adversity.
Yeah, like all this negative talk kept building Little Slugger to be bigger and bigger until he's a full-size man, until he's more than a full-size man.
He freaking starts hulking and swinging his bat.
Yeah,
But
he's just destroying the place, and he's like, visibly it looks like he wants her to shut up, but he can't.
He can't hit her. For some reason, he can't move forward and end her. As she fucking says, humans aren't that weak. Humans don't just give up like that. And just fucking tells this fucker off that we've had to deal with all show until he shrinks down and has to recoil and disappear. Her unscathed, the house destroyed, but the Little Slugger couldn't do it.
Yeah, essentially, just like she was surrounded with the emotional cornering that all the other victims were, but her spirit and her attitude just were not letting it break at any point. Even in the adversity of all she's facing with the denying the life-saving procedure and all that, she fucking goes hard.
Fucking hard.
Let me tell you.
And the other half of the episode is about Ikari, him now at his new job. No longer a detective, but just
security guard for construction sites.
Yeah, as he kind of laments his situation, but is working hard nonetheless.
He mostly just gives us more backstory about him and his wife.
Yeah, he's trying
all that
conversation with a coworker, which used to be an ex-thief, like an old-style thief, not like these fangled new age thieves. Fucking
just a burglar.
And they kind of reminisce about the old days, even finishing up working, going to get a drink.
Yeah. And that leads. Oh wait, no, that doesn't lead into the next episode, but leads into something in the final episode.
It leads to them kind of like reminiscing about the past and how they feel like they don't belong anymore. As the generations have moved on, the way of being a detective is different. The way thieves are being different. How
world's changing, and they just want it to be like it was in the old days.
They're old. Why can't things be like they used to be?
Yeah, damn boomers.
Where things were simple, and everyone was a community, and all that type of stuff. This kind of leads into something. As they walk out, they're at least he is. I don't think the burglar comes with them, but
no, he doesn't.
He kind of gets back into this old looking, like the animation style changes for everyone but him.
What was that, Jacob?
Yeah, dude, no, that shit was fucking. That's like the start when everything started. Not the start, but like this is when everything really starts getting trippy. Is when he goes to that fucking past land.
I thought you said apologies, like we weren't like live or something. I was like, okay.
It's like everything's like it looks like a wooden. How do I describe it?
There's an aesthetic for this, but we don't have it. It's definitely a Japanese thing, but fucking everything's like 2D, except for like him. Like it actually looks 2D.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like wood carvings, not like it's made of wood, but you would carve it onto wood.
Yeah, like wood carving puppets, like being contorted around. They like they're flat and they flip around and stuff.
Yeah, it was like old-fashioned catching simple burglars, not psychological crimes. Then he's in this fantasy world that he wished for, that he could help people and everything's simple and people are nice to each other. And
Mhm.
it's not the way things are. Which we kind of leave him off to go to Maniwa, who has
The other
been looking
investigator.
for him and finds the wife in the ruined home,
Mhm.
as she's distraught that he is yet to return home. Before we go to the next episode, I already said it, but best fucking hell yeah. That was so cathartic. Holy shit.
That was a good episode.
And it was like mostly one scene until the second half. It was just her going over the situation
Yeah, pretty
and
much.
just telling it how it is. That type of it's that feeling I get from my mom, that type of strength that you don't understand how they have it. But they do. And not even a psycho bat demon thing can stop that.
They just take no shit at all.
You will listen to mom. Sit down.
Yeah.
And then they say your middle name and you're like, oh fuck.
Pretty much, yeah. Then we get to the next episode where things get
Radar man.
a little more confusing.
But
it doesn't start like that.
Radar man.
So Maniwa, taking the moniker of Radar Man, apparently, is kind of,
Battling little slugger.
yeah, portrayed as like kind of turning into a I don't want to say
Shouldn't-
conspiracy nut, but
Chunibyo conspiracy nut. Sort of.
something like that.
He's going a little crazy, but for the right reasons.
But he is he's still investigating it, and he's getting answers.
Yeah.
Like he goes to his partner's wife.
He goes to the mysterious old man in the hospital, the one we've seen drawing on the chalkboard, the one who
Yep.
says, in conclusion, at the beginning and the ends of the episode, that guy.
And then,
And then he dies.
yeah, he just dies.
His last words were, dance with a rabbit.
Dang. And he finds out, he finds a way to, fuck. I don't remember the name of the other girl. The one they were-
Or,
No, the first one they were investigating.
Tsukiko.
yeah, Tsukiko.
Yeah. But he finds out a way to investigate, get a lead on her, and goes to where she was, her father's place.
He does learn one fact that the wife brought up. Misse is her name. That Little Slugger and Moromi are two sides of the same coin. And that's kind of where the last episode ended off, was him kind of showing up at the house.
Yeah.
Being like, where's the chief? Where's the chief? And she just talks about that because she doesn't know.
Yeah. Finds a way to get to her father, like I said, to get more information about why she, well, he ends up with information about Moromi,
Moromi.
and learns that that was her pet dog that was killed in the past. But the story she provided was that the dog was attacked by a boy with a baseball bat.
On roller skates.
Yep.
With a hat.
Eventually, we learned that that was not the case. The dog was just run over because she wasn't paying attention.
Also, there was an earlier sketch. Like, she kind of showed off a sketchbook. She was like in an interview type thing. It was shown on the
Ah, that's right.
big screen. And one of the earlier sketches from Moromi, and on that page was a very crude sketch of Little Slugger.
Basically, just a stick figure with a hat.
Basically.
It's very crude.
Yeah, we learned from what Mikey had mentioned that she had made, out of fear of her apparently very strict upbringing, as her mother had passed away very young, that she had made it up out of strict paranoia of getting in trouble from her, or strict fear, not paranoia. It's if we've said
It's
it
a little
20
bit
times.
of paranoia.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just
Almost an
really
agent of said paranoia.
yeah.
Maybe Maybe the real paranoid agent was the friends you made along the way.
It was not.
You're right.
Yeah, but we see her with understanding that this whole time that it was just based off of that and that she had he presented it in a way that I can't remember how he worded it, but she just made all this up and somehow it came to where we're at.
Yeah.
But this episode gets weirder. We're not done there.
Yeah,
That-
we're
that-
not. We're not.
It's too simple. It's too simple.
Now he's got to find a way to get that information back to her and the chief. First, he's got to find him.
And how do you think he does that, folks? Folks, press A if you think he uses his radar abilities to locate people.
Radar man.
Press B if you think he goes to the cops and talks to them. Press C if he goes to some model maker's house, talks to some living dolls, hijacks his brain into the net to figure out where they are.
This is where I got started getting majorly confused.
He visits the doll maker shop to find the doll maker who's been making dolls of all the victims of Little Slugger. And the dolls speak to Maniwa, telling him they want him to defeat Little Slugger. So they plug him into the AR. No, they plug him into the AR link so that he can look up Tsukiko's past to find her father. To then get this story about what actually happened and discover a golden bat at the family shed. The true hero sword. Of
Picks it up and
truth.
becomes the sword.
He starts getting the shit we saw in episode 5 with it keeps splashing to a more fantasy type
Mm-hmm.
battle-like scenario. After he discovers this fucking truth, he tries to phone Tsukiko, trying to say what he learned, that her father her father believed her even though he knew she was lying, and tried to stop being strict because he saw I was doing something to her.
Mm-hmm.
But Maromi's like, no, don't think about that. Don't think about that shit. Cuts the phone cable. He's like, you gotta stop thinking right now, Tsukiko. You gotta stop. And then Little Slugger comes barging in.
Yeah,
more
just
monstrous.
back to the building. She's in
She's not-
giant demon form.
He's giant demon form. Not even buff man. Demon form now.
The large fucking teeth and glowing red eyes.
And she starts running to get away. And Maniwa stops the beast from nearly killing her with the truth sword.
Yeah.
Which actually lets him hurt the beast for once. The fight it ends in a draw, as Tsukiko and Maromi disappeared to the cartoon world with Akari.
Yep.
And all the traces of them aren't in the human world anymore.
Then
You
going into
know,
go into the next episode,
the
they-
final episode.
they
That's
start.
the name.
Oh yeah, it's called the final episode. They start living together in the fantasy world, old-fashioned style.
Yeah.
And it's at one point it's like the world is trying to convince them that she's his daughter.
Yeah, like she slowly turns into a kid, and Maromi's the actual dog. Maromi.
Yeah. They go to like a festival and stuff. Until the chief sees a vision of his wife there.
Right now, there's still stuff that's happening in the background that lead up to this. As Tokyo, last episode, everyone's really excited for the cartoon. The cartoon's coming out; it's a big hit. They're selling million dolls of Maromi out of stock. Everyone's buying the shit up. They now have like 7 parade balloons of Maromi.
And when
And
they
they-
go into the cartoon world,
And all those things just like disappear overnight. Like just gone. Everyone's like, where the fuck did it go?
Since everyone went
Until
to, like a frenzy.
everyone starts going crazy. Everyone starts rioting until Tokyo is attacked by this black mass,
Giant black ooze that just starts waving over the whole fucking city.
which apparently was formed by a Little Slugger. It envelops. Say here in the Wikipedia article, I could keep up with a lot of this when watching it.
Yeah.
It envelops the city. until most of it. It doesn't like flood it like water, but like it's going crazy.
Close.
It's fucking it up. As Radar Man uses his powers of radars to contact the chief
Within his fantasy world,
Yeah.
comes into that world as like a television broadcast, telling him the story that he learned about her and the Moromi, the real dog, and that whole situation.
And he's like, forget about it. We don't got shit like that. Throws a rock at it, breaks it. He's like, yeah, everything's good here.
Yeah.
Still under the influence of the realm, I guess.
Wherever it is. Then they do the whole
He
festival
does talk
thing.
about how he wanted a daughter, which probably leads to
Yeah.
the stuff with that.
all the festival stuff that happens until he sees a vision of his wife, who apparently
He's undergoing the surgery. She said
Yeah.
that the
she's in
last
the
thing
emergency room.
Yeah, she said the last thing little Slugger's like, I'm going through the surgery. It might kill me. But
Yeah,
I'm gonna do it.
and somehow that makes her transport to that world in some form.
Some
What-
hollow form, some
Yeah,
ghost
last
form.
the last vision of her is seen by her husband until she just kind of dies there.
She tells him, like the last thing he kind of remembers of her is how people shouldn't make fantasy worlds to escape reality. And that's what sets him off with her dying and saying goodbye, I love you, like a fucking champ.
Yeah, that finally snaps him out of it, realizing I'd always wanted a daughter, but this isn't right.
And he
Snapping
fucking-
him out of fucking world.
He
bring her
grabs
back
a
to-
bat and starts bashing the world. Go, bam, fuck, this is fake. This is fake. And
Destroys the
Moromi's
whole
like,
fucking
no, this is where you belong. Why are you doing this? He's like, fucking.
He takes out
It's-
the Moromi keychain and fucking bats it away.
There isn't a place for me in this world anymore, but I gotta deal with that reality. And then wham! It's all gone.
Transporting him back to the real world, maybe. I don't know. It's being attacked by a giant black mask.
Yeah.
Sure. Then we finally get confronted.
Actually, we see a bunch of the mask has been undone and turned into the Moromi dolls.
Oh, that's right.
Whoa.
Yeah, so we're seeing like pink in the black mass.
Yeah.
And Radar Man shows up with his bat. That's one of the few things that can counter the goo. And he's like, and he goes to tell Kari about the truth about Little Slugger. Moromi was a puppy. Tsukio owned her, but she died because she wasn't looking and got hit by a fucking car.
Yep.
And
Then the fucking no, it was the Moromi dolls that formed all the abandoned Moromi dolls that formed together into the giant Moromi that was pushing back the black mass from taking them all over. They gave an opportunity to run away.
yeah. Moromi and the Black Ooze fight, but Moromi can't keep it up. Moromi doesn't give a shit about anyone but Tsukiko, so he's willing to help the cops only because to help Tsukiko or the Black Ooze. But he gets fucking blown up.
Yeah.
Until they're in a subway, they're running, they're trying to get out. Maniwa tried to stop him with his bat, but they overtook him and like thrown him into a building.
Yep.
He's fine though.
Yeah, he's alright.
As Akari and Tsukiko keep running, but it's not enough, and they get plunged into the darkness. It
Yep.
seems over. The Little Slugger has won.
And then we go to a flashback scene of the day the dog got ran over.
Well, it's because she had a painful menstrual cramp that caused her to let go of Moromi's leash.
That's what it was?
That's what this
Okay.
says.
Alright. Sure.
She's like
So her-
holding her stomach, going,
Yeah. And her adult self is also there with her child self.
like watching it as it happens.
Yeah.
I did want to cover just one thing before we dive into that part. A part that actually had me giggling pretty good because I leveled with it really hard was a quote from the chief as they're running down the subway. He's like, "I can't believe all of this is happening because of because a fucking dog got hit by a car.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty much.
that's a fair thing to say as you're running.
Yeah, like I as a watcher, I personally leveled with that really hard. I'm just because I'm still holding my head confused by this point, and then he says that, and it was like, "Thank you, Chief. If this is it, I'm glad this was the last thing that came out of your mouth. If this is how it ends." All right, but carry on. Sorry.
Oh man. But yeah, they both see the dog get ran over. Her child self goes over and obviously heartbroken and distraught and everything, and then quickly comes up with the blame on little Slugger. But her adult self does not do that. She goes over to the dog, cradles it, caresses it, and essentially comes to terms with, yes, this is what happened. She's not letting her paranoia and fear for what's going to happen overcome.
Which we've all done that kid thing of like, the problem isn't that big, but we're so afraid of being punished or something, our parents yelling at us, anything, that we make it feel worse than what it actually is.
Yeah. He finally faces the truth after all this fucking madness that's been going on. And that undoes, well, not everything, but undoes all the black goop and stuff.
We see like a little scene from like coming from the shadow was a like figure of little Slugger. He's like, goodbye.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it disappears, seeing that he has left her.
The paranoia agent has finally left.
Now, I had to read the wiki for what came up next, but Little Slugger's gone, once and for all. 2 years later, Tokyo has been recovered. They fixed all the buildings, everything's no longer destroyed. Tsukiko's an office worker. And there's a commercial for a new, very popular mascot character, some lion thing.
Now it's a cat!
Yeah. Ikari's still a security guard, with probably a dead wife. Don't need to talk about that. Not going into that at all. Definitely didn't get the shortest end of the stick.
I don't know. I feel like Maniwa got the shortest end of the stick.
Yeah. Kawaza. Oh yeah. Wait. Who's Kawazu? Was that the frogman?
I think.
Okay, and Kazuha is a reporter, apparently.
Oh yeah. They showed him too. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a reporter. I don't know what his arc was in any of this. But, as we see, Maniwa, whose hair has turned completely white, is now doing that same complex equation on the chalk on the street of the old man we saw in episode 1. In the final scene, he pauses, writing. This is me reading it verbatim. Writing and gash. The last two characters he writes are A and Ni, and the position of his hand suggests that the character he was about to write is me, exactly mirroring the first episode.
Oh god.
And then he does the thing where the old man was. He's now saying that thing.
To begin.
And that's it.
Yeah, that's how it ends.
That's how it ends.
Yeah, so by the end of it, I was confused.
I would love for some of you to help me out, because I lost the plot like 4 episodes ago. And I feel like if we watched all of Lane, I would be feeling this exact same thing of, I don't know what happened.
Probably.
I know a little bit of what happened based off of some of the previous work this person did, or the studio did. So I watched Digimon Season 3, and I'm very used to a little girl losing a pet destroying the world.
Yeah.
I'm very used to that. Like, I was surprised how parallel I saw that with, like, the finales of Digimon Tamers.
Man, I can't believe we just watched Digimon Tamers.
Crazy. But
yeah, the last 3 episodes, now that we went over it, I feel like I have a concise enough understanding of, but how it connects to the bigger picture and everything we saw before having a hard time connecting that.
It's something about like paranoia manifesting in different ways to affect all our lives, but something supernatural about this. There was a scene slightly before, like some of these that I just remembered was a lot of the characters that like supposedly were fixed stopped being fixed. Where
Yeah, they went back to
the little
their
kid
place.
saw like the fucking palm thing in his like locker. He's like, like the substitute teacher's now back to being a sex
Back to
worker.
double life, yeah.
The frog man is on the phone again. I really don't understand what his thing was. The dude who threatened the guy was just, like in his room. He had sex with someone. I think a guy. I'm not sure. Good for him, I guess. But like the TV
Oh, yeah,
explodes in the goo. It was showing like things aren't good,
Yeah, they went back to how they were, basically.
and then all that shit started happening. I just remember this.
So, I guess that goes to show that what Little Slugger did to calm their paranoia is not a permanent solution.
We also don't know if any of the other ones turned back because like the daughter who lost her memory, they were just kind of like on
Yeah,
the
they're still on the
swing. They got hit by the goo like everyone else, and we don't know what happened to them. We don't know if anyone died to this. Like, supposedly, why is Tsukiko not in jail? She indirectly led to an entire studio of people dying!
There's just a lot of questions at the end of this.
But none of that was important. I feel like I want to look up something to explain this, but then I feel like that I'm losing a bit of... Like, this is probably really deep and cool, and it looked really interesting, and shit was happening, and I was feeling shit, but... I'm not scared because I don't know how to be scared of what happened.
Yeah, I like that's kind of where I felt by the end of this too, and I wish I could help more. This just feels like there's a big brain move here, and I missed it.
I'm too dumb to see it. I will admit it 100%. I'm too dumb.
So this show has been good, but like I said at the beginning, these 4 episodes has been feeling like a barrel of confusion. Like it's just, I don't know.
Apparently, on Rotten Tomatoes, this series has the rare approval rating of 100%.
Really?
With an average rating of 7.2. It's a critics review 100%, but then average people.
All right then. Yeah, this is really a show that probably require someone watching a video essay to explain it.
Maybe even a second watch it, you'd probably maybe know more about it. It's psychological.
Yeah.
To a T, but I'm not smart enough.
Yeah, I couldn't connect all the dots either, which is unfortunate.
But I gotta say, like, with that like even with shows that unintentionally were just really confusing, like this has been the most confusing wild ride of an anime that I think I've ever watched. Just like it was frying my brain from start to finish. And just in the fact that like I couldn't tell whether or not this is supposed to be like we've talked about, like the fantasy aspects that it tries to pull in. It's like hard to tell if we're supposed to be seeing like visual representation of these things, or if this is actual like fantasy. Like the Black
I don't know what's reality and what's not. Especially for like a lot of those scenes.
Became pretty hard by the end of that.
It felt very much like this needed to be an animation because it couldn't be anything else. Apparently it was a novel before, but I feel like this probably does it better as an animation.
I can see it being a novel actually.
It's a novel.
All the abstract stuff would be easier to process in reading form.
Yeah, it was not even a manga, a novel.
Yeah.
This happened a lot.
Yeah, well that's the
when
best.
When we first started watching this, y'all, what did we think was gonna happen? What did we think when we saw, because this was the community pick, right? We were like, let's pick Paranoia.
I didn't think about what it would be like to the end. I mostly suggested it because I knew it was highly acclaimed. I knew it aired on Adult Swim back in I don't know how long ago. And I also remember that animation scene from the video, like you said, Nick. But going into it, I was just along for the ride.
Yeah, I thought we were going to see like a murder mystery case, and we're slowly going to learn, like before seeing any of the episodes. I did think it was going to get like this.
I also didn't think we would see as much Little Slugger as we did. I thought he'd be very, very enigmatic.
Yeah, very sparingly. Also, apparently this show is banned in Japan.
Okay then. Interesting.
Don't know how that happened, but that's one of the
Wait,
few
it was
like
banned
related
in
things of
Japan?
why is Paranoid Agent banned in Japan? Who is the old man Paranoid Agent? How does Paranoid Agent end? And that other shit.
Yeah, I mean, now I got more questions. But I mean, that's another big thing is this show managed to give me more questions by the end than answers throughout the course of it.
There was one scene. There was one scene we forgot in the car where Tsukiko's boss that we've seen a couple times was getting like really pressured, like, when's the new character?
Oh, right, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
And Tsukiko has nothing. She's got nothing. And like he starts to really like freak out and like almost threatens her. Which I want to point out for that scene. That's when I knew who the voice actor was. That being Taliesin Jaffe, one of the great Critical Role people, along with Sam Riel being the fucking Little Slugger, and Maniwa being Liam O'Brien. We just got them all here. But I just like that. He was so nice the entire show. I could not tell. The moment he started threatening someone, I'm like, oh yeah, I know that guy. I know that threatening tone.
And then he fucking after he yells at her, calms himself down. It's like, sorry, that just came out of nowhere. And drops her off, drives off, and then just drives into a fucking wall.
And then I think Marumi makes him crash and die.
That was probably it.
To protect Tsukiko, because Marumi's crazy.
Yeah. Indeed.
Like, got any other things we want to say before I say the thing we're probably all thinking?
Well, I'm tapped out.
I
I'm
don't.
good.
I do have one question though.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions, but
Yeah, just real quick, semi-unrelated. Hey, how do I get Billy in here? Because when I sent the invite, it just showed him the page, but it's not showing Anime Gateway chat.
Oh, I had the.
you have to give him the role, right?
Just tell him join with the other chat so I can drag him in here.
Hold on.
In the musical channel chat.
Yeah, we
Good
have a guest, folks. We're pulling out a whole stop.
Hey, stop.
Yeah,
Just one.
one
on.
big stop.
I can give him the roll.
Do it.
Just threw him
Twee. Oh, he's
general
Tweez. I
there.
was like, hi, Tweez. Say hi to Tweez. I'm like, who the fuck is Tweez?
Alright, he should be able to get in here now.
Yep.
So when we're ready to move on, I can drag him in. There we go.
Yeah, yeah,
Hello,
he's ready.
Mr. Billy.
Hello. Oh, he's gone.
No,
Come
he just
back.
left.
Hello,
He's back.
Mr. Billy.
Hello.
Uh,
It's not muted or anything.
Is his mic plugged in?
it's plugged in, and he's plugged in. I'm just
Is the
No.
mic?
we'll wait to hear him pop up. He's gonna figure that out real quick.
Is the mic
Hey.
going through Discord in the Discord setting? Like in sound and video? Is it using that microphone and headphones and whatever?
He's on his phone using it right now, but
Okay.
he's got a decent headset like hooked up. He's just trying to figure out how to get it to.
Technical difficulties. It's okay.
Yeah. Hello.
Oh, there we go.
There we are.
Okay, there he is. Hello.
Hello.
Our first guest.
Howdy.
How you doing today,
Howdy
Billy?
do.
I just tumbled in from school and, well, school let out.
Any
Sure did.
club activities you like?
No, I just kind of like living at school.
Oh, that's pretty unique. Like I'd
I
say
agree.
that's a pretty unique way to interact with school.
Yeah.
Before we get to the most obvious winner we've had yet on the show, I want to hear your journey because we've heard bits and pieces about it. The audience has heard bits and pieces from James, but I want to hear you and your journey through this.
My journey through this, well, if it wasn't for the fact that James didn't tell me that it was horror already, I never would have known, and I would have been blown away at the reveal. Like everything up until the turning point, it just seemed like a slice of life anime, cute girls living at school, you know, that stuff. And then it was just a roller coaster of like, what's going on? It just kept getting darker and darker, like the world isn't as it seems. That was great.
Yeah, pretty much.
I can't remember how it started. Like, did you walk in on him watching it? Did he offer to watch it with you? How did that happen?
No, I just kind of walked in and was like, oh wow, I'm just gonna sit down and watch this.
So innocent.
And
So young.
yeah,
And it was a mistake, right?
honestly, not really. It was great. It was fantastic.
Oh boy.
Well, these we have the last 3 episodes. Okay, so Rainy Day, episode 10. The team discovers that Tarumaru has gone missing. He got out of his car alert. What a wacky coincidence. So the girls goes find him. Like, they searched some of the classrooms, they searched some of the areas until Kurumi starts tracking him down towards the basement. Till she finds dog.
Yeah, he's been got. Because there's some stuff shit in the basement. There's bad shit in the basement.
Bad shit as he starts acting crazy, starts acting like barking or going as we never get a clear look like anything else.
Yeah.
We never get a straight on look at it.
That's
Look at it.
That's a slight complaint I have with the show, but I also understand why they do it.
I feel like there should have been like one moment we got a full display of like one.
Yeah. I feel like they probably can't because of like I think of like the supposed the age, well, maybe not the age rating it's going for, but
I don't know, because those are I don't know how Japan age rating works.
yeah.
But he's been affected. Not good. Not good. Not so she locks him in a thing, doesn't get bit, locks him in a thing, and like, all right, why was he coming down here? This is the place we read about in the manual, that underground area. As she enters the shelter, only discover that the zombie that fucking bit him, and she's pissed. I'm about to end this fucker who did this to the dog. And the zombie,
The one who's shown from the last episode.
You know,
Megumi.
you know where
Aggravated
you
yourself.
love it.
Megumi.
See her
and
mouth. That's it.
fucking tries to steal herself
And
to
that's
destroy
and
it.
this is like one of the first few times that they show like actual face features. And just to show
Yeah.
Megumi with that smile on her face, it's just like, fuck, bro.
Scary mouth.
I mean, at least it wasn't a forced smile.
Right.
Yeah, I guess
She
so.
was just being herself down there.
Oh
Yep.
god.
And tries to end her as the resident fighter, but mental trauma is
Emotions
very
get in the way.
strong.
Emotions
And-
get in the way.
She gets herself bitten.
She does not escape unscathed, but still escapes.
Yes. As she makes her way back to the club, and her condition starts to worsen as Miki tries to as the leader tries to bandage her up. It's like, fuck, what do we do? Fuck. And like handcuffs her to the bed because she starts freaking out, going, ah! Yeah, you see like veins start to pop up from the bite mark going up her face.
It gets bad.
And Miki, kind of reading more of the manual, learns about the antidote location in the shelter down there in the basement. But she decides, I'm going to go there, alright? Apparently Megune's down there, but I don't have anything with Megune, so I'll be fine. And then fucking Kurumi's able to get out. Fuck.
Yuki tries to go with her, but she tells her to stay back and because watch after the club because in case Tarumaru comes back.
Yeah. Even though, as Kurumi kind of says, not in a full sentence, but Tarumaru has been,
Yeah.
and she fucking starts losing it. She loses all that composure she thought she had. But
So then Kurumi's chained up there in another room with the leader girl, just to keep her company and figure out something.
Yuki's
Well,
been
Miki-
trying to help with like getting boiled water and shit, medical things.
And Miki decides to
As-
brave into the basement with the shovel.
As it starts to rain, and as we've learned from before, when it rains, all the zombies, almost acting like school kids, start coming towards the building and being more a bit violent. They don't want to be touched by the rain. Not in like they'll die in the rain, but they just don't like it.
It's kind of just like that's just like a zombie apocalypse trope, kind of, where they just get more aggressive when it rains.
And they start to like condense onto the barricade, eventually breaking through as there's been more zombies than before. And they barely survived the last time it got really rainy. And they start flooding the base floor of the fucking school.
Yep, it gets dangerous.
But as this rain starts to rain down, Yuki's kind of going through the hallway trying to get more water. And she feels some of the rain come through the window and starts to remember.
Starts to break her illusion a little
Why
bit.
is this window broken?
This window's broken.
Did you
That's
already
not right.
did you already mention the other sad thing that happened?
Not yet.
Not yet. We're good.
There's a lot of sad things. What do you
There's
mean?
a lot of sad.
Of this episode, bro.
Now for you, Jacob, you watched this one first and then watch the ones later. I wasn't brave enough. I had to watch it all in one go, or I wouldn't have been able to sleep. So, how was being left off with that cliffhanger? How did that feel?
You know, it wasn't good, bro.
It was not good.
I saw it been. I was like, you know, part of me was thinking, you know, all these characters are gonna die. I don't see it happen. But one of them's gonna die. And then when she got in, I almost like cried because like she more likely to win my waifu award.
She's the one in front of all the dangerous missions.
The fighter.
But
So
as soon as I saw the dog come up and hurt and acting differently, I was like, oh, why, bro?
Yeah.
no, bro, no, bro.
She told the story of the dog at the beginning. I'm like, please don't let that be a foreshadow, Holmes. Don't do that to me.
Episode 11, Scar.
Oh God.
Everyone's favorite school activity.
Scarring.
The zombies start spreading across the school. Like they start flooding more of the place, starting to push down more of these barricades because they don't have like real ass barricade. They tied up some desks and hoped it worked, which it worked for like a couple zombies. Yeah, that's fine. But like
Look, they were tied up very well though.
Yeah,
It's not
as
enough.
Magune was one of the ones who helped them do that. Yugi tries to rush over to Miki's aid as they've now flooded the actual floor where their club was.
Yeah.
And like it kind of they had to lock themselves in the rooms to keep them from pushing in, as now the leader is stuck with Kurumi, and Yuki and Miki are in another room as Yuki's being a little bit more down than usual, but Miki encourages her to encourage her so she can get
believe in
believe
the
in
Miki that
you.
believes in you.
Do it. And she says something dumb, and it makes them happy and gives her the confidence to get up, take the shovel, and go
Try to
forward with
brave
the
into the
mission.
basement.
Meanwhile, a thunderstorm strikes the school's generator and cuts the school's power. That's
Yeah, just to
cool.
make matters worse.
Okay.
Just in case.
Now
Yeah.
hold on. I gotta interject here. Now you see, lightning strike the school, and that's fine. But zombies knocked the tower off of the school into the generators.
Yes.
Oh, that's what they. Okay, right.
I just love that part because they're just up there wiggling this thing around. It gets struck by lightning, and then everything's just on fire.
Mm-hmm.
But bro, these
Yeah,
are some
it's-
smart ass zombies. Like they knew what the
They-
fuck they were doing.
They fucked up the garden.
Yeah,
They fucked up the
yeah.
garden.
That was the worst part.
They
Fucking
just didn't
scorching
like
everything.
greens.
Meanwhile, while this is happening, our good club president Yuri, you know, she remembers the promise that you remember from like the car when they're in the car. It's like, hey, if things get really bad and I get, you know,
Do
I
not
need you to
hesitate.
do not hesitate. All right, that's good for everyone. And
Just end my life.
she just has this wrapped up triangle object sitting there, hearing her friend wailing in anguish as zombies are trying to break down the door as the lights go out. And she, God damn it.
Yeah.
Like, they kept flashing back for like, I gotta do it. I can't. I gotta do
That
it.
was the big tension causer.
The most anguish I've seen on one of these characters. Just
Mhm.
holding a knife, like, I gotta do this. 'Cause she doesn't know if Mickey will be alive. Who the fuck knows if Mickey will make it out of this?
Yeah, everything's super uncertain.
Yeah, let me be real. At this point, I thought what was going to happen for sure, which I won't say what does, but like I thought what was going to happen here is we were going to, after seeing that scene of her like I'm going to do it, we were going to get a long, prolonged amount of time that cut away from that, and they were going to get back, and then it was just going to be a done.
Yeah, I was
Yeah, I
expecting
thought that too.
But she is unable to bring herself to do it as she drops the knife and cries into her hands. And in the basement, Miki finally makes her way down there after trying to knock out a girl with a shovel and realizing it's not that easy. And then
Yeah.
Kurumi's been doing a lot of work to make this look easy.
I mean, she picks up the shovel and it's heavier than she thought.
Yeah. And she's able to use some tricks, including using her music player to distract a lot of them.
Yeah, and ping pong balls.
And ping pong balls. We also got to see as a nice little icing on the cake that one girl that was in Yuki's flashback when she was like in the school, like the goth girl.
Mhm.
Got to see her zombie. That was cool.
Yep.
Glad to see hers. She's doing well.
Yeah, she's holding up just fine.
She's doing that goth look great. You look absolutely dead on the inside.
She really pulled it off.
Yeah.
But Miki makes her way down to the basement. Eventually back to where Tomaru was and confronts
the gatekeeper herself.
the
Megumi.
final boss, waiting for that Dark Souls health bar to appear, Megune.
Yeah.
And
Okay, you know, full interjection. This was a sad scene, and this was a really good scene. I think this would have been better if it was one of the first three girls that killed Megane.
but she had to, because they couldn't. None of them could have done this. You saw the strongest one, Kurumi, break seeing Megune like this. I see what you mean. I wanted to see that too, but they couldn't have.
Yeah, there was no way.
Like, all the characters basically showed us that they're almost unable to kill people that they know. Like, the only reason Kurumi can do it is because, I mean, she had
Trained
to
for
kill like her boyfriend more or
Yeah,
less in
exactly.
front of her, and like
Even
that was the start of it. She had to be the tough one.
Yeah. But I would have liked a big scene with all of them seeing her. That's what I thought we were gonna see. It was like an exploration down there, and then they would see her, not shit going.
They all take turns whacking her in the head.
Yeah, like a pinata. But
Honestly, like the way
Okay,
it
overcome
did
your
play
fears.
out. Go on.
No, just with the whacking it like a pinata, I was just like, yep, that's the way to overcome your fears. Let's all take turns bashing our teachers.
Yeah,
Big
pretty much.
Stalin.
Oh,
But
God.
anyway, go on.
Yeah, that pretty sure the way it did unfold with her, because Megane tries to get underneath the half-closed barricade thing.
yeah, she
That's-
runs back a bit, not be able to fight her
Yeah.
head on.
That's when Miki makes the connection. Oh, this was their teacher and everything, and then decides to finally just put her out of her misery.
Gives her a big speech of "You've helped the others, and they're doing fine.
Yeah.
It's your reason we're even still here. You sacrificed yourself. You helped make the barricades. You helped make this club.
Time to rest in peace.
Thanks her before
Yeah.
ending her." And makes her way down the water hallway to find the antidote and a scribbled on notebook, which makes me really sad.
God damn it! That was the point. That's the saddest point right there for me. When it pans over to the scribbles on the notebook, and the text translation shows the partially written names of the other 3 girls. Oh god, that's what really got me.
That's also the scene that I did, like, when we got the Megune episode, when we still thought, like, a flashback of before everything happened. I thought she was alive in, like, the basement taking notes or something. Like, I didn't fully comprehend that scene because they just showed, like, a little bit of the notepad.
Yeah, I think they showed like the scribbles there.
That's what kind of threw me off the first time, thinking, like, oh, she's alive. They wouldn't have made a scene like that. That'd be weird. But, no, I'm wrong.
And that also gives us a tiny bit of foreshadowing to tell us that the zombies still have memories
Of some sort.
Yeah, and
'Cause
just the concept of that, like in any zombie film, where like they're not completely gone. They still have the memories of who they were. Like this is gonna be a weird comparison, but it reminds me of the movie Shaun of the Dead, where by the end of it,
Yeah, his friend turned into a zombie.
yeah, his friend turns into a zombie, but at the very end, he's chained up in the garden house, and he still plays video games with him. It'll just remind me of that kind of situation, which, damn, it's fucking sad. But
Oh my god.
yeah.
And she finds the antidotes and the notebook, but starts to become cornered by the zombies as the backup power alert starts alerting all the zombies, and they start rushing down.
Starts swarming in there and drives her up the fucking file cabinets up on top of them.
Bro, at this moment, this is when I start thinking, this is when my brains are going, what if the endings, they all turn the zombies and they continue their school lives as zombies?
That's a genuine possibility I was afraid of.
Yes, me too. I thought it was going to just go the worst possible scenario.
And then you get like a fucked up version of the opening where they're still doing the things, but they're zombies.
Because they show her get attacked, and then they show the pink girl, I can't remember her name, get attacked.
Yuki.
Yeah, they show Yuki getting attacked.
Yeah.
I don't think Yuki ever got bit though, as we find out. Meanwhile, while all this fun things are happening, almost killing your friend, killing the teacher, getting swarmed by zombies, Yuki is slowly, gradually remembering what really happened on that day, and is being.
Can I say something?
Go. Do it.
The whole time that everything's going down, like Kurumi and I forget her name. Yuri are both in the room, and she's like sick, and the blonde hair is trying to get the cure, and she's getting cornered, and I'm going back and forth in my mind like, kill her, no wait, don't kill her, no wait, kill her, no, don't kill her. And I'm just like, I'm losing my mind of like, what's gonna happen, who's gonna die, who's gonna bite the dust.
It had me on the edge of my seat like that too.
Why don't you just kill her already? No wait, why don't kill her?
Don't do it.
Just that's what the anime did for me mostly, was just back and forth of like, do it, don't do it.
Like, that felt very much like what would be the right thing to do in that scenario.
Yeah, and I mean, there is no right answer in those scenarios. Like, you won't know until it's all done and
exactly
said.
The uncertainty of any salvation or cure or anything just gets to you too much. You just can't make a decision.
And then there's Yuki, as Nick was saying, going to the broadcast room.
Yeah, she starts heading towards the broadcast room as being guided by her mind version of Megune, who now feels like the spirit of Megune, as she finally breaks down.
This makes me question though. What if this really was the spirit of Megane? Because this happened after Megane got struck down. Is when she starts really seeing these visions.
It could be, or it could be her.
And
I'm not sure.
Megane's way too fluent with, "Hey, why don't you go to the broadcast room? You may be able to save everyone." How did she know that the other girl was in trouble? Like, exactly.
I think it could have been a little bit of both. Or it really could have been just Yuki's subconscious.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know either way.
They didn't make it too clear. It was just like, I will say that was the first time that it felt less like a delusion to me personally, and more like a spiritual thing because of the specific directions. Like, it wasn't just Megane being Megane, it was like, hey, go do the thing, save the people.
And we never
Yeah.
got to fully see her. Like, she was always just like just
Yeah.
around the corner, just behind the door.
Now, the way I interpreted basically the entire Megane delusion, honestly, for Yuki, is that that's still a part of her mind, and the stuff that she tells her to do, all the decisions that she makes for her, that is just Yuki making those decisions, essentially, but just framing them as if Megane is the one suggesting them. But when deep inside of her, she's still making those decisions, even though she's projecting it onto this, the spirit of her. That's the way I interpret it. Even in this situation where she claims to give more direct directions about what to do, but
Now,
it's not super direct. Like,
something that I just noticed, did she tell her the directions once she was actually killed? Or was this before Megane was killed?
Uh,
I believe it was
I'm-
I think it was after.
it might
Because
have
if it's
been.
after, that's like a huge potential that it was actually her spirit, like trying to do something before it left.
I feel like that was intentional, regardless if that was actually it. I feel like they want us to not know between these two things.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But eventually, Yuki gets to the door, the last door she saw Megune behind, and finally opens it up. Then comes to term that Megune is gone. That you can't
Oh,
keep
boy.
running away from the things that scare you. Because you won't grow otherwise.
Yep.
And that leads us to episode 12, Graduation.
Or seems
Yay.
it opens up and everything seems like it's just going the worst possible route in all situations. Just not good overall.
Yuki makes her way to the broadcasting room, being cornered by zombies, not having a weapon or a way to attack, because she is a little girl. This is no action hero, man. This is not.
Now
She's
hold
got her
on.
hat. That's it.
She did have a metal bat.
She tried to use
Oh,
the
yeah.
metal bat. She tried really hard.
Yeah,
Hey, she had it with her. That's what counts. She was prepared.
agreed,
And then she tried
Barely
bonking a
lift the
zombie
thing.
with it, and the zombie's like, bro, what the fuck?
bro.
Yeah,
Once
she got
again.
one good hit in, and it was just like, huh? Oh, okay, this is here now.
Like, that's the reality of, yeah, I'm not a strong man. I'm not Karumi. Karumi makes this look easy. Because in reality, I don't know how much force a human needs to do to another human to, like, kill them. Like, with a bat. I don't know how much it would take to kill me with a bat.
Whatever
Yeah,
it was, it's
likely
less than what she
story.
estimated.
And for a little girl to deliver that is very unreasonably expecting
no.
a lot. But while Miki's being cornered by the zombie, she lets out a door that Toromaru was behind as he rushes off, ignoring her once again.
And that gave me a heart attack. I was so ready for that little nip in the ankle.
Yeah, I was afraid of that too.
I was happy because I thought Kirby killed him out of pity. But like when she opened the door and you saw the dog run out, I'm like, thank fucking God, bro.
Yeah, she just left him locked behind the door.
But she starts going to that room being cornered to the point where it starts resembling her old room that they found her at the mall in. She starts having crises about that. But Yuki is saved by Toromaru, who attacks the other zombies.
Which
That
again,
starts-
you see all that memory thing of, hey, maybe these zombies do remember things. Because Kirby does not, because the dog does not attack the character at all until like the end.
And
This
this,
is
She like brow better. Yeah.
this is when Yuki realizes that and uses her hat that Toromaru really likes to bait him into trying to attack it. And kind of gets behind the
Wrap
door of
him
the
up.
broadcasting room and like shuts it and locks it to keep them from busting in, and has a sad talk with Toromaru.
bro.
But this lets her realize that they have memories. they are still the people they used to be. So with that, she turns on the broadcasting, which is still able to run thanks to the backup power, and starts pleading her heart out
Miraculously.
It's time to go
through the
home,
PA
everyone.
system that school is over. It is time to go home.
Tells all the zombies that assures them that school is closed. Please go home, and then goes on to the spiel about I know you how much you love school and all these things. It's a great school. It's the best school on earth and everything.
When she's given the speech, I believe episode 1, we're close to the beginning of the show.
Very close, yes.
Huh.
I forgot about
I
that.
never realized that.
And it makes them all leave, as there's still some semblance of a person in there.
Yeah. They
They
finally
all,
start clearing out.
they all flood out. They
Uh.
leave Miki alone. They stop at trying to break down the doors.
And they leave school. They leave the premises, bro.
They probably started heading out as soon as she said school's over. They're like, oh, okay. She just was giving that little speech, and they're like, yeah, we get it. We're going.
Oh,
Mhm.
finally, I can fucking go home and play video games. Goddamn.
Thank God.
I really thought at this point, I'm just gonna say, and I think I shared this with Billy as this was happening. I really thought when she did that, even though I didn't think it would make sense, that they were just gonna all go to the broadcasting room, like and Billy
Part
brought
of
up
me-
a good point with that was like if the part of me that's zombies really like is can figure out in themselves where the noise is coming from as who they were before, that they might just end up all going for Yuki and everyone else can make it out. The part of me was
Oh,
like
God.
thinking that negative
Yep.
Yeah,
based off of
I
what
had-
Billy had said.
I had that idea in my
Yeah.
head of a final coup de grace sacrifice.
I did not think of
Those-
that.
Those last 3 episodes really were just who's gonna be the sacrificial lamb.
Yeah,
It felt
And
like anyone
unfortunately-
and everyone could have died.
pretty much.
At
But
one point, it looked like it.
with all the zombies gone, at least for now, Miki's able to deliver the antidote. And the antidote's able to actually work and cures Kurumi of her condition.
Here's Ruby. And then
Including
they give it to
Tomomaru.
And then they give it to Maru.
Romaru.
Maru's not strong enough.
But
It flashes a little bit into the future, and we see Kurumi and eventually Taromaru go back to their normal selves.
Tomomaru's a little bit weak because he was
Yeah.
affected for quite a while.
Yeah. I mean, James pointed out too when we were watching it, he kind of did eat some zombie,
Yeah,
like kind of a lot.
ate some zombie.
And if he didn't even eat it, like that, he was biting on them. That's a lot of blood.
Yeah,
Yeah, he had his initial infection, but yeah, he was attacking zombies, so he had some infected flesh in his mouth at some point.
And he's like calmly trying to eat his food and laying in Miki's lap.
give him a little bit of
As we
water.
Jeez.
Tell him how much of a smart, good boy he is.
And then he
'Cause-
looked up, barked at her.
And laid his head down. And honestly, at that point, I really just thought he went to sleep. I really did.
That's where any normal shonen would have done. Laid their head down to sleep. Haha. He just fell asleep.
Well, it's
What a
not a
silly
shonen,
dog.
bro.
But we're not there.
He said thank you.
Tomomaru leaves us.
Oh,
Tomomaru.
Tarumaru. So then they go back up to the roof
Tomomaru.
next to the grave Megumi and bury him right next to her.
And I think they showed this before, but there was some like, I think in the ending, there was like an image of Megune that used to just be Megune walking with like some of her supplies looking a bit hurried. And they changed it to her looking down to the side and seeing Tomaru there
Oh yeah,
alongside her.
that's right. Yeah, that was there.
And
Fucking
Yuki
Fuck.
gives her bow to the headstone of her teacher. One of the
and
most
buries
sad,
her hat with
one
the
of
dog.
the most saddest speeches given to a dead character is fucking given. Man,
we
this
learned
last episode was just roller coaster emotions. Like, it made you happy, but that
Happy.
whole scene with the dog dying was just like, oh my fucking god, dude.
Now, surprisingly, I didn't cry as much well, at least by the end of it, I definitely did, but the initial death of the dog as I did just before all the stuff with Megumi happened.
Yeah.
That's what really started it.
Yeah.
Yuki's delusions and finally letting go of her, and like I said before, the scribbles on the paper. That got me a lot more.
Oh yeah.
This show had such a great job. Did such a great job hitting emotions. That's for sure.
They held one final graduation ceremony, even letting Miki skip a grade because she's really smart.
Yeah.
And
Can you graduate with you? Of course you can. You're very smart. All right.
they're all able. They do one final speech about looking forward to the future and all those we lost along the way
Aspirations.
and aspirations. Almost hitting like very similar to a regular graduation speech. And even leading to them no long with all the damage that's kind of happened, they decide with that graduation to leave the school and it's not really fit to keep them alive anymore. And they use Megune's car and take a map and figure out where to go, where there might be other settlers.
While they're looking at things on the map to like, they talk about going to different hideouts and stuff and like these areas and stuff, and they bring up 2 locations, and when they decide between them, it's like, join the workforce or college.
Which should we choose?
Just making that equivalent to actual graduation. It's like, fuck.
But during that ride, they also they might have thought of this earlier. They learned of the reason why Toromaru went down there. He didn't just go down there for no reason. He just felt like a joyride.
There was another animal barking before, which I brought up in the last thing, and nobody believed me.
I didn't believe you. I didn't remember it.
I honestly thought it was Megane down there, like
that's what everyone else said. But no, I distinctly heard like a barking, another animal down there.
Yeah.
You were right. You were right.
They finally
As
brought
there
that up.
was another puppy that was somewhere in the school that I think Toromaru saved.
It never showed.
This gives them an additional spark of hope of finding other
Truly.
survivors out there.
Truly a good boy.
Even bigger hope as while they're driving down the road, the credits play. We see Megune and Toromaru walking together, and the ending of them like sitting around and walking with each other is replaced by the car moving forward. Somewhere else, another girl comes across one of the letters they sent to the sky. And it ends.
All right.
Yep.
Showing that there are survivors somewhere.
So, special guest Billy, do you have anything to say in the show?
Well, I would like to say I did like the ending for this anime. I like the beginning. I really like the middle. Like, just all the story development, character development. But, I kind of hope they don't continue with the show. Because I don't know if there was a season 2 in the makes, but...
There's talks
I don't think there was.
There is a manga that did continue. I don't know if it's still ongoing or not, but it did continue after this.
I mean, I guess if the manga continued, but I don't know what they could do with another anime without being as stale, because they kind of threw all their party tricks into this season.
They could do another cast. Is the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
Apparently, there was a live action version of this, the live action movie they made. Which received mixed to negative reviews. Criticizing it was aimed at screenplay, plot, and inconsistent tone, lack of originality, special effects, and character development. From this
lack of originality.
Oh god, inconsistent tone is the worst kind of thing to happen with a show like that. And that's saying something because it bait and switches you.
Yeah,
it really did.
A generic slice of life anime to this horror delusion.
But apparently the author of the manga liked it. Probably liked that it got to be made. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's
probably.
Like the only tidbit. That's about it.
Honestly, I came to the conclusion as I came to the ending that this ended as best as it possibly could have.
That was the best scenario.
Where if there is not a season 2, I am satisfied.
exactly.
I
But
don't,
there's
Yeah.
not.
like
it's
unless
like-
it's a new crew, I don't think there's much you can tell with them.
I
I
was
mean,
thinking,
unless it's gonna be, who was it? Key, the blonde girl's
Kay,
friend that she
yeah.
was in the room with.
Uh,
Unless it's
oh,
gonna
actually,
show
I
her
remember.
and what
I
she
remember
did.
a thing. I remember a thing. As they drive away in the schoolyard, we see one more zombie heading to school. A very
Don't you
familiar person.
dare say that's
as,
her.
As Mikon looks
No,
to
it
the
was
right,
definitely her. They definitely showed
Now-
about it at the end. It was definitely
chokes a bit.
Ah, you're joking.
I still wasn't 100% sure by the end of it though.
Nah, that back of her hair, that was her. I know it.
Yeah. I also didn't want to believe it.
Yeah, I don't think
Well,
she won't
I like
believe
to
it.
like to
Back on that,
take
yeah.
back my comments. Worst anime ever.
her.
Started out-
the worst and
Hey, there's another girl out there with glasses. There's
Oh,
another
man.
girl somewhere.
They showed her very briefly too.
Very briefly.
So,
I think that was just meant to show there's hope and there's still people alive.
yeah.
Man, I
So,
thought it was just
fellas-
comic relief of a zombie going to school. Oh, I'm late for school.
The
Oh,
one zombie
man.
comes back like they forgot their homework.
Oh man, fuck. Shit, man, I couldn't study at all. Shit.
I'm late. I'm late. She has a toast in her mouth. Oh man.
Does
So, fellas-
anyone vote for Paranoia Agent?
No. Before that, fellas, what point in this show did you start crying?
It was the final
The
dog.
episode.
Bro, when the dog got infected. Right beginning, right there. Like, fuck.
I had a lot of screaming of no, no, but at the end when they were like burying and doing the speech is when I, for the first time in what feels like years, didn't just well up in tears, but they actually fell down my face.
I put this
God.
show. I put these series of scenes on the emotional level as the full Metal Alchemist scene with the daughter at the graveyard.
High tier.
Why
That's
are they
a high
burying
tier.
Daddy?
It's raining.
It's raining, alright.
Man, I fucking started as soon as fucking Karumi got infected and things were getting bad.
I was scared.
Honestly-
I wasn't crying yet, but I was scared. I was like, fuck,
Man,
fuck.
The
I was welling
the
up. at
biggest
that-
the biggest emotional hit for me was when it was shown that Megane was actually dead. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
like my heart dropped for Yuki because it was so easy to lie to her. You could say anything and she would force herself to believe it.
There was only 4 people in the car. That doesn't.
Yeah, oh no,
Hey,
she
that
she
was
went
bad.
home.
She
Oh yeah, you're
walked.
right.
But we took her car. That's what happened.
Her house was nearby.
Yeah, it was definitely the dog being sick. Like
Mm,
the point where they had cut to her getting better and the dog was sick and the feeding. Because I was like, mentally, I knew it was coming, and then, like, I think at
Hit you
this
with a little
point,
bit of a side twist, like, oh no, he drank some water. He's getting better.
You already put the crown on it.
All right. Before I put this crown, is there any fucking arguments on this? Anyone has any fucking names? Anyone think that's Paranoia Agent? It puts up on this pedestal with this cool life.
No.
no,
Nah.
All right.
Like, we have an extra vote that's not even in the normal thing. It's for school life.
Yeah, that's
why
just
I
how good
thought
it was.
that's why I thought this was the one to do it. Because,
Bro.
like, we're counting for points. Like, it won
Oh,
last
God.
week.
I made that
It
Discord.
won,
won,
it
like,
won
2
the
weeks
third
ago.
week.
When
It
I-
won the third week.
When I made that Discord post earlier, I wasn't fucking lying. I was like, I don't even want to watch the second show. There's no way Paranoia Agent is about to fucking beat this shit.
That's why I saved this one for last.
Oh god.
Also, there was a point where, like, tears welled up. Left eye cried. Waiting, right eye cried.
Yeah, you say
Like-
you just say tears only came down your face towards the end of the episode. I was crying throughout the majority of the second and third.
It was building
It was
up. It was
bad.
building
Oh,
up.
Yeah,
And
I
I didn't even wipe it
account-
away. Like, I let it
Oh,
sit
God.
there and just sat in the moment.
Just yeah, I mean, I'm very like this for a lot of shows, so I can't necessarily make its account based off of solely that. But God, just I couldn't talk when like when I saw him put his head down, it was like up, he barked, and then it panned away, and it panned back, and his head was down, and then I just went, no, and then I started like, I was right next to Billy, tears are coming down my face, and I can't speak, because I know if I speak, it's just gonna come out like a blubbery mess, because because of how bad I was tearing. I was just like, it's gonna just be like.
You can't talk, yeah.
Alright.
God.
Man,
I think
the only
that-
reason the ending didn't. Oh, I'm sorry, Mikey. Go on.
No, yeah. I think the main reason I didn't get as sad at that scene as I did everything else was probably just because right before it we saw him get cured. Like, they rescued him from a fate worse than death, honestly.
True.
And even though death is what the next thing followed, it was a much better form of closure than what could have happened with him.
Oh
And I
yeah.
felt more satisfied than sad at that moment.
You felt sad as fuck.
Yeah, and that is exactly the right thing to make the person feel when you pull like a character death like that. Even if it is a dog,
Absolutely.
that is exactly the emotion you want to convey.
Now, the only
Oh, man.
reason the ending didn't make me so sad is because by time all this shit was going down, everyone was about to die. I'm like, you know what? This is probably one of those animes that started out really cute, but it's gonna have a horrible ending. So I already accepted the fact everyone was gonna die.
Yeah, like I said,
And
I
I
had
was
that
ju-
fear too.
And then everyone lived, and I was like, oh wow, this isn't so bad. Then the dog died, and I was like, wow, this is the worst.
Wow, this sucks.
Wow. Tears.
Yeah, because I remember like that part was different for me because like you had like just picked up your phone to look at something real quick, and you just missed the cutaway part, and I was like, no.
But I looked back up, and I just saw the dog's head down, and I was just, oh, come on.
Oh man.
It's not like you were there. You were on your phone for a prolonged time. You just had
It was
picked
just
it
a
up.
split
And
second.
I in my peripherals, you
Yep.
were just down for that part, and then that's when I was like, "Oh no!"
God.
But yeah. Anyway, that's how the dues goes, guys.
I'm
That's
still
it for those.
thinking about when I had like 5 anime I was choosing from.
Oh
Thinking
god.
that there was a chance I didn't pick this one.
Yeah.
Oh, you know,
Picked
and thankfully
the
you did. So
weird
Nick-
one with the hostage.
So
In the
sisters
parallel
shit.
universe. Oh Jesus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that
Nick,
parallel universe is a dark
congratulations.
place.
So Nick, congratulations, you went with your heart, and you chose the season 3 victor, the queen of the horror animes, with a total. If we're not counting, if we don't put in points for today, with a total of 21 points, the highest in our anime Gateway FMK history. Good pick, Nick.
Yeah.
You did good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Quite the redemption arc from your last 2 picks, getting last place.
But Nick, this also means that you have high. You got really high pressure going into the next season. I want equal quality.
I'm picking the worst
All right.
shit.
Equal
I'm
quality.
gonna
Come
hurt
on,
you.
man. That's just too
Whatever
bad.
site gave this like a
Yeah.
7 out of 10. I want to know who that heartless man is.
I could see that argument for it too if it had like more forced emotional stuff, but no, it
It
all
was kind of
felt
natural.
genuine. Yeah, it all
Yeah.
felt
And it
natural
still
to the
felt
audience.
like a slice of life despite everything we
exactly.
said.
Yep. It really was a slice of life /
Yeah.
horror.
Even if the slice of life moments were like generic, honestly, and
Like just the time when they were swimming in the pool. I mean, yeah, of course, every
You
single
belong here,
anime,
get the fuck outta
every
here.
single one
well,
has a beach day, even
You
if there
gotta
is no
have
beach.
a beach day. You gotta have it.
yes, other side picnic, the winner.
Hey,
she
what's
came
up?
in. She came for a visit, but she was escorted out very fucking quickly.
Hey, it's
You
my
don't belong
first
in here,
child. I
Lizzie.
don't remember you anymore. I'm talking
Oh.
to my favorite child.
Nice. Got a hall of
Uh,
fame here.
Philby, you are at this point welcome to stay if you'd like, or tune into the Twitch stream. But from
Did
this
you
point,
make
we're gonna
an
go through
original
all-
Billy Award? Did you make an Billy Award? Billy
Oh
Award,
shit, I
either of
didn't.
you.
Damn it.
Damn it!
It is. Hang on,
I
it's
was
in the
gonna do that
mail.
too. Oh man.
It's coming. Don't worry.
He can
Billy's-
drop a picture of himself in the chat, in the channel chat.
Yes,
and then
that is
just
perfect. I'll put it on like one of the medals.
You know what?
I'll do that.
I think
Billy
All right,
seal it
no,
up.
I have it. Hang on, I got the perfect picture. Hang on. Hang on. This is the perfect award.
You know-
I got this.
You know, boys,
that
I
works.
think
I like-
in the Hall of Fame,
I like that. I
think-
like that.
I think for the Hall of Fame, our highest rated show should be front middle right there with the crown above it, and then when we have a
I
show that beats it,
Yeah.
I like that.
Good idea.
That.
I like
good.
this.
That's good. I like that.
Well,
Perfect.
that beats out all the other
Absolutely.
outdated pictures I got of you.
Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Does he have facial hair in any of the pictures you have of him?
I don't think so.
actually, before I make this official, do we believe School Live is on top of Centaur's Life and Jujutsu?
I haven't seen much after Jujutsu, but possibly.
I like Jujutsu. It's a very good shonen, but I think this does great at everything it's trying to do.
Yeah, I agree.
I would also like to throw in this aftermath of things. I definitely, as we mentioned earlier, Erase would have, having known the ending of Paranoia Agent, Erase would have topped second place for me in this listing.
For
But
sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think
Last-
Yeah, just
Go
go
ahead.
on.
It was
ahead.
a good
Alright.
string of episodes. It was a good final act thing with a big twist. Like, oh shit, he's dead. Oh wait, we're in a hospital. He doesn't remember what's going on. What the fuck is going? And then he does remember. It's like whoa. And then friendship saves the day in a way that people shouldn't hate it.
Alright, guys.
Yeah.
Time to move on to our final segment of the show.
awards season.
The
section.
awards.
Yes, Billy, you can pop out or you can hang on and just listen if you want. But this is going to be for all 5 of the shows. These are general awards we give out at the end for good endings, husbandos, waifus, shit
You have
like
them
that.
listed on the. Yeah, you got the awards. They're cool.
Alrighty. For our first award, may I fuck, shit, fuck.
You may fuck.
shit.
You may fuck.
I
fuck.
love that one.
Get the fuck out of here, Moroku-chan.
That's still there.
I gotta say, like,
Dr. Not King. I keep forgetting that's his name here.
Well, I need to get a new mouse. Hold up. Sorry, chat. My mouse sucks ass. I'm trying to drag shit.
No. The mouse is fucking up.
Just so everyone knows, I'm in process of making the Billy Award right now.
We're doing it live.
no.
We're doing it live.
Oh no.
Also, I'll drop this for you.
So we're just gonna make it. So we're just making a thing where Billy just drops in randomly. I give this show an award.
No.
Why? I don't fucking.
Billy could show up at any
I
point
mean,
and say that
I'd give
one,
it
and
an
that's-
award. I mean, James told me about the other shows. The only one that I seemed interested in besides School Live was Erased. Like that sounded like a good one.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I liked it.
All right,
I
gentlemen.
finished.
Also, go on.
No, go ahead.
I'm not. No, I'm done.
All
You cut me off. I'm done.
Damn. He's dead. Like a dog.
This image is smaller than I thought it was.
Our first award, best opening theme.
Oh shit, we're starting with this one? Oh, okay.
Yeah. This feels like this could be.
I'm gonna need some help from you because I'm tied on 2.
I got mine.
All right.
Yeah, you guys go
ahead.
first. What do you got? What do you got? What do you got?
It's gonna be School Life.
Yeah.
For me, it's just so happy for everything that's going on, for the alternating the screen to be different based on where they are in the show.
All
I
right.
need Suki.
Mikey, do you got
So
yours?
good.
I do, and it's not School Live. Although I will say both School Live and Erased were both close second places. But my opening award is going to go to Murayoko-chan with the song "Mie Nai Karane" with an exclamation point and a question mark at the end.
Pretty
And
unique.
that
I
was
like
my
I like
tie
the
as well.
visuals of it a lot.
Oh yeah, the visuals definitely playing part of it, and just the tune itself is like incredibly catchy. And
I-
there's plus the fact that the lyrics, when translated, are very, very direct compared to like any other anime opening. They just talk about shit like, "I'm being haunted. I hate this. I can't get away. Please let me get away." That's the whole song.
Yeah, I gotta say, just even for that, like the listing for the opening themes was hard for me in that regard, because like I gave it to School Live because it was the most stuck in my head by the end of it. But
That's
like
fair.
everyone but Lane was just they were all just so catchy.
Yeah.
Even the
Yeah, Paranoid special mention.
I think for myself, I gotta give it to Lane. I like that. I think I like that soft classic '90s slow rock.
Yeah.
I really appreciate the lyrics from hearing that one mashup remix that we put in the channel like twice. Like I just really appreciate the lyrics from that song, even though it isn't the song.
All right, Nick.
I was struggling between Lane and the other one, but I think I've decided. I've been talking up the shit of how mood setting Paranoia Agent's opening was from the get-go. And I still think that shit is immediate. Like, no, you're gonna look at me. You don't know what's going on. We're happy. Don't worry about the shit that's happened behind me. Don't worry about the missile. Don't worry about the broken house. Don't worry about the trash heap. Hi. Fucking, it's mood setting. It's
A great
immediate
mushroom
tone.
in the sky.
All right, gentlemen.
God.
For a second word of the night. Oh God, fucking. For a second word. Please stop. Second word of the night.
Can you put these on different layers or something? I don't know
No.
why. It's that
Best
damn.
ending theme. The reverse of the best opening.
Do. I also need help on this one, so everyone else go first.
This was tougher for me too.
There
What
was
it?
no big bop like Jujutsu or no
Yeah.
fucking cool visuals like Centaur.
For myself, I gotta give it to your race. That ending song is such a bop, bro.
It looks really cool.
Yeah, I think I gotta go with the same thing. It's got the same, well, not the same emotion the opening has, but it's got like the perfect emotional tone for it by the end of pretty much any episode that has you enveloped in the mystery and all that. It's just chill and puts you in a mood, really.
James,
Swear it down.
yes, sir.
best ending song.
theme.
Wait, did you say best ending?
Yep, best
Yeah.
ending theme.
Yeah, I had to relook for all of these, and I really like the feeling I get from Erased at the end. Just the like the quiet, calm.
Yeah, the mood it sets.
Yeah, the mood it sets. That's what I was going for. I like had to go back and re-listen to all of these. I remembered Lane's. Maruko-chan was also a close tie for this one for me.
Oh God, I hate that one so much.
Well, I am not with the crowd on this one. I was thinking about giving it to Paranoid Agent once again for setting a tone, but I'm against your opinion. That's really funny. I like Maruko-chan's ending a lot.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's really funny to me. Because I was expecting horror and comedy to be in a combination, but here it is. Like,
So far, gentlemen, I'd like to point out for the first time, our crown champion is not getting the majority of the boards, but we're only on award 2, so they can change.
And also, the title of the Erase ending theme is "Oh God."
I feel like I'm remembering a different
There's two
because
of
I remember what I felt. I didn't feel like it was so serene. I thought there was like heavier music in it. Maybe I just forgot.
It starts with like a light guitar and it gets kind of emotional.
Okay.
Title of the song being "Sore wa Shisana Hikari no Yuna / Boku Dake ga Inai Machi," which I think is just the more intense version that plays at the end or at the end of the series.
Makes sense.
Alrighty. For our next award, we got the one and only Husbando Award.
Presented by Armstrong himself.
Yeah, Armstrong.
There's the boy.
For Louis Armstrong! I can't even do his fucking voice, I'm not even fucking try, bro.
Oh, oh.
Now, this might be a little hard in this season, honestly, because there,
Not a lot of guys. in this
weren't too
season.
many, especially in School Life.
There was no guys at School Live unless you like zombie boyfriend.
I give
Yeah,
it
there was
to
the
the
boyfriend.
dog, Holmes, I don't know.
I don't count that.
Yeah.
He's a dog. He's something else. But I can
give
see
it to the
I can see
panda.
your reasoning.
Yeah,
I
you
can
just
see your
can't-
reasoning, but
You just changed my vote too because I was definitely just gonna wait, not say anything, and then just say, "Yeah, my vote's the dog."
okay.
You gotta change
Oh.
that now.
I mean,
Alright,
that's
well-
what you think. That's what I think. We don't have the biggest pickings here. I'll say mine because I know this one.
Alright, Nick.
Yeah,
Kenya from Erased. That was a real bro, the blonde boy.
Yep, I'm in agreement
Yeah.
there. That was my choice too.
He
He's a fucking
kind of
bro.
what started. Like, I expected him to betray us. I thought he was in on it with the teacher. I thought they were working together, and he was like, I had many theories. None of them were right. Anyway,
Yeah, pretty much.
no time self, no counter time shit. He kind of just loses the power at the end, which I'm not like. They didn't like. It was cool that it let the story happen, but there's not much reason why he had that.
Yeah, that was never explained.
All right, so not dog answer here.
There wasn't any boys in Maruko-chan. Was there any boys in Lane?
I mean, I'll tell you right now.
Father?
Yeah, I'll tell you right now. I tell you right
The guy
now.
who shoots himself.
Bro, I'll tell you right now. My husband. What?
The guy who shoots himself with a club.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna
Oh,
say
yeah, that
either
guy.
of them.
I'm giving my husband to the dad, but like,
There's-
huh?
No, what about the kid in the club? Like who was all like, "Hey, you single? We should go on a date."
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that's real go-get-em attitude. Sure, he's
Well,
6.
What about the
Come
two old men that died that we saw? What are those guys?
there's
Those
those two.
bachelors.
Hey, man, you don't you want to hit it with little slugger?
Eh.
All right,
I
James.
still
who's your
don't know
husband?
if he was like. Did she make that kid? I have no idea.
No
I don't know.
idea.
just because I'm gonna switch it up. I respect a man who can change his outlook. I'm gonna go with it's gonna be a race, but it's gonna be our main character from it. Just-
Satoru.
Satoru. Yeah.
Nice.
Just in that. Come on, I mean, he's pretty selfless. You gotta admit.
Yep.
Yeah, he
Okay.
sure is.
Just like we had the best ending award to our best intro, we have the waifu award to our husbando award.
Wait, Jacob, did you actually give yours to the dog? Wait.
No, I gave it to the dad, bro, in Lane.
Oh, okay. I didn't see you actually do it. Oh God. All right,
Best waifu.
But
The
speak-
only
but-
one that matters.
but speaking-
The chief's wife. Paranoia agent. Give it to that actual wife.
Fair. Very fair.
Honestly, I could have swapped her and my favorite side character because they're both girls, but she fucking deserves it. She was cool as fuck.
Agreed. My choice is not a married woman, I think, but rather a mother. I'm gonna give mine to Satoru's mom.
Hell,
Not on the badass level of the chief's wife, but still. does
she
some-
lived from
Witch.
dying from a shovel.
Yes,
Like,
exactly.
she just casually like, nah, I'm not gonna die to that shovel.
Following
I-
her son through all the shit he's been through and all that, staying with him through the fucking coma for all those years.
Yeah.
I'm
She
giving
spent-
my waifu award to Kurumi in School Live, bro. She's such a badass.
That's fair.
Very
That's
valid.
Fair. All these strong women.
Yeah.
James, who's your waifu?
Yeah, it's gonna be Satoru's mom.
Satoru's
just-
mom has
like-
got it going on.
Going on.
15. Like I thought that was an early contender with how she was as a mom, but then like the time skip in the 15 years of taking care of basically a corpse.
That's
Oh my
That's
God.
that mother strength. That mother
Look-
strength.
Exactly.
I don't know, bro. There was
Job.
there were some really good scenes with the mother. Like, wait, you said 5 friends. Do you have a girlfriend coming over? Which?
Kudos for a show making the parent like interesting and not just my mom died. Let's do the thing now.
Like the whole driving force of the show is trying to save her.
Yeah.
Just don't
It's
tell.
like
Just don't tell Shonen that parents work sometimes.
exactly.
Nah, they all have to be really cool, interesting people that would definitely just have bigger powers. They're just you, but more. Don't worry, but they died now. So
Also, goddamn, a lot of our awards have gone to Erased already,
yeah.
especially mine. Didn't even notice.
Yeah, I almost expected this outcome, to be honest.
Third place,
All right.
but first place in trophies.
Yeah.
Our next award, Best Sound Design. What show
my
throughout
God.
it had the sound invigorating the story?
Sound or music.
I'll give mine to Morocco-chan because I always felt tense whenever a creature was on screen. They really made that like fucking hit it with the sound. Just
Yeah.
chill, but not
I
dead
1000%
sound.
agree with Nick on this one.
All right. My vote for sound design is going to go to Serial Experiments Lane for a few reasons. One of which being the blend of robotic speaking and English speaking they have throughout it.
And the
Even in the-
intro, bro.
Yeah.
Present
even in-
day.
Hey, present
Present
time.
And then the robotic text-to-speech voice introduces all the title things, and also
the No More Heroes sound.
yeah, and since the show is so slow and there's a lot of quiet points at times, it really gives the sound of the sound effects to actually pop and set the mood, which they all
Yeah.
do very often.
Yeah, you can go ahead and put me down for that as well. This is where I was from very early stage, because a lot of the show, like, they did their parts within sound design, but Lane, for its time, really held it up. Like the
Oh
cryptic,
yeah,
even the middle of the day, those, and this is part of this plays individuals, but that just like staticky, seeing her like an open alleyway, and the blood splotches in dark areas in the shadows, but then the sunlight and just the staticky, nothing's going on, and you just hear things in the background. It feels cryptic, but it's
Yeah.
nothing's actually happening, and it sets
Exactly.
a discomfort. Yeah. All right. Anyway,
that's that
Alright.
exact mood.
For our next award, it is the scariest moment. Gentlemen, what show gave you the spooks?
I'm gonna need help with this one. What do you guys got?
Oh boy. I don't know if I could actually pinpoint an exact moment, but I will say the one that's given me the most moments like that is Erased. Or not Erased, sorry. Paranoia Agent. The special mention to the one scene in episode 4, I believe it was, with the guy going around robbing people,
Oh,
breaking into the couple's house, tying them up, having their daughter come home, and flashes the flashlight on his face and says, "Call me daddy."
Oh, yeah, you're
The
right.
facial expression of that show stuck.
Yep, that too.
God, fucking.
They're very much more realistic, but also caricature-like.
Yeah.
Really exemplified it. There's a lot of moments like that. Anyone else?
Who else
I
wants to
need
go?
I'm stuck between you two. I need some reference.
Going to give my award to School Live. The show didn't have a lot of creepy moments, but when they showed Megumi's face and that fucking smile, that sent the most shivers down my fucking spine out of anything that happened. And if it wasn't for that scene, I would have given it to Lane for the God is Among Us.
Oh yeah, yep, that too.
Yeah.
oh yeah, I forgot. I tried to forget about that, but here I am.
That's just
Not
that's
forgetting about
a
that.
line you hear in a creepypasta. That's just not good.
James?
Now you can't hear that without thinking funny joke.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go to Paranoia Agent as well. I struggled to think of a specific scene that went extra hard on the scary moments start, but I just remember Paranoia Agent as a whole making me the most unsettled at most given moments when I couldn't understand necessarily what was going on, and also just I think the moment I would pinpoint is closely tied to Mikey's, which is that of like finding out that he was like we thought maybe he was a good cop and he was stealing money and robbing people, and then like later finding out about his daughter who he was just spying on.
Probably selling stuff for money.
Yeah,
Not a good man.
all right, Nick.
Okay.
Quick
Yeah.
question, Jacob. Are you with the awards here? I don't know if they line up correctly because I only see 4 awards Nick has given out.
Yeah, looking at that right now, I don't know where the
Or
fuck
everyone
I
else
went
is giving
wrong.
out
Did you
6.
make enough copies?
I did, but I don't know where the fuck I went wrong.
I think you just lost track of some of them.
Can you just copy and paste some of them? Or?
Hold on, just to double check with everything. Mikey, yours for sure was best opening was fucking in Maruko, right?
Yep.
Scariest Moment was in Morocco, right?
No, wait. No, mine was in
Okay,
Paranoia
then that's
Agent.
next awards. For some reason that dragged.
Okay, you probably just moved it.
Lane, Best Sound Design, right?
Yeah.
And then for Erased, it was Best Ending.
Yeah, I gave 4.
Oh wait,
so far.
wait. There's two. There's two of the waifu and there's two of the waifu and Erased.
All right, so
From
this one has to be
Mikey.
yours because you're also
Yeah.
voted Erased, right?
No,
You
I
voted
vote
Paranoia Agent.
Paranoia Agent.
Okay.
Yeah, the wife of the chief.
And then that scary one's mine, so that'd be 1,
4,
2,
5, 6.
3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I think we got it. I think
Yeah.
it was just those two words.
That
Yep.
was weird. Okay. Anyways, Nick.
I originally was gonna put as my scarier moments was Morocco-chan, because I really did feel tense and had slight breathing feelings of whenever like something was on screen and she couldn't do anything, she couldn't react. But I feel like if I kept watching it, and even some of it near the end of like the third episode, I felt that going away a bit.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go to the one scene where I don't know what the fuck was going on, was with Lane's sister being assimilated
Oh yeah. Yep.
in Experiments Lane. So I don't know what the fuck happened, but she was just gone.
I don't know either. Oh god, there was a scene in the English episode of Lane I watched where like her sister's in the doorway of Lane's room and she's just making some sound. The English voice acting is horrible for it. She's just going and it sounds incredibly unnatural.
All right, for our next award, the Best Visual Design.
I just grabbed some generic One Piece landscape. Well, not generic. I think it's just Rosa.
One Piece.
I want to put
Oh,
One
yeah.
Piece somewhere in these awards.
I'm gonna give mine to Paranoia Agent because they had like 8 art styles and they all looked cool.
Yeah.
I will agree with that answer 1000%. My word's also going to Paranoia Agent.
Wait,
Mine. Actually, I think me and James might have the best, both same answer for this
Like,
one.
I didn't like that shorts episode, but I can have 100% that was some good fucking animation.
Actually,
Oh, yeah.
I lied. My answer has to go to fucking Erased, bro. The animation that is so fucking good.
Yeah, it is. Oh, well, answer of mine that they said before. My visual design thing's gonna go to Lane, because right from the first episode, what they do with the visuals, setting the mood and everything is just fucking. It's both surreal but perfectly mood setting.
I will never forget what they did with shadows in that. That's gonna stick with me.
Yeah.
So
God, put me down for that too, Mikey. You were right.
Uh-huh.
it set its own precedence that I haven't seen something like that before. That well, even I'm gonna go and watch the rest now, but just something different.
Especially now that I got my fucking OLED TV, I'm really excited to watch it again.
Now that I will say that
Are
word
we
for last.
Yeah, about to say.
Best
Next up.
side characters, so not the main character, but you know they were there, they were doing shit.
Okay,
This-
so
Now, does the award go to an individual character or just a cast of side characters?
You get an
Yes.
individual.
I feel like, in all honesty, with how much she did, I probably should have given this to the wife, but fuck it. So I gave her the waifu. So I'm giving my side to the next best girl. I liked Kurumi. She was the
Oh.
muscle.
Yeah.
Again, she's main character, so I don't know if this fully applies, but
With such a limited cast that School Live has, that makes sense.
So I almost got the reverse, but the same as you, Nick. I'm also getting to School Live. I can't specifically choose which side character because they were
used,
all
like,
just
everyone-
awesome. They were all just saying they're helping out main character. I'm suck ass at names, bro. With Yuki. Yeah, they're all just helping Yuki. Like, yeah, she's having these problems, but like, let's just assist her. Like, just be there for her.
they used the cast very well. It felt like everyone was always doing something.
Yeah, definitely.
Mikey or James?
I'm gonna have to say, yeah, mine would also be purple hair. God, you just said it. School Live.
Yuki.
You
Cool.
no purple hair.
Oh,
Kurumi.
Kurumi.
Screw me, God.
Did you put Mikey's thing in my thing in Mikey's box on the screen, or did you also
Yeah,
pick
he did.
School Life?
I haven't picked it.
Okay, yeah, you put
Mine
mine
isn't
in
gonna
his
go-
again.
Mine isn't gonna go to School Live, actually. My award is going to go to Erased for
Okay.
both of Satoru's school friend group, but also his coworker that he
Yeah.
met with
Yeah.
at the end, too.
Yeah, she was a bro as well.
Her
There's
especially.
a lot of bros in that show.
Yeah, they really supporting him in the best possible way, even though he's all the bullshit he's gone through in the future.
Leaving him in the worst scenario where everyone else would be like, nah, dog, you're crazy. Go to jail.
Exactly.
I just want to throw something in there real quick because I don't feel like we covered this real quick about a race because just coming up with what you saying, Mikey, like it's crazy to me that like they showed the struggle of this, but Erased was so great in my eyes in the aftermath. This is the first time in a show like this where there's a supernatural thing going on, but the only person he ever tells very, very vaguely is the main bad guy that he knows anything about future things. Like, he never tells anybody, he never tries to explain what's going on to anybody. It never comes up, and I just think that's really great.
Yeah,
That is
very
true.
interesting.
Quite the
Like,
observation.
It's a new take on, like, usually they want to tell somebody, or they there's something in their way of telling them, or when they tell them, they're just like, you're nuts and there's something wrong with you, get help. But this is like the one time where he doesn't even try to tell anybody because he knows it's too crazy to just say, hey, I can travel back in time.
Yeah. If this was like a Western like TV movie kind of thing, I could totally see the situation where he does tell somebody and it's like, I know you're it's gonna sound crazy. Then he tells them, and then like they're in their hands like, okay, so this is the situation. All right, I'm in. Shit like that.
No, yeah, that does sound crazy. You're crazy. Go in jail.
Alrighty.
That's the realistic approach, though.
And our final award of the show, the ultimate favorite.
I don't know why I picked the Millennium Puzzle for this one. It just felt right.
I think
David?
next season we need to change the award to something from School Live. I think our ultimate favorite has to represent
Probably.
our top anime.
Put
Yeah,
the dog on the award. Put the dog
shit.
on
I
the
should.
agree full-heartedly.
Alright, so yeah, even though I also finished a race, I'm still gonna give my award to School Live.
Are we in disagreement? Does anyone have a different choice? Because give it to those girls. Give it to those good girls.
Yeah, I was about to say I would explain, but I feel like we just did that for the past 2 hours.
Yeah.
Hour.
Yeah. I feel no need. Just unanimous decision.
You put it on me again. You put Mikey's.
You gave it
thing
twice. You gave it so good. You gave it
so good.
You stole Japes' award.
Yeah, I
I
loved it so much that I don't even want the award. It knows what it is. Nick said it twice. Nick gets 2 for suggesting.
Oh,
Yeah.
so at the very last minute, School Live tied in race for most awards.
Oh shit!
Nice.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I did not see that coming.
Everyone got an award this time.
Everyone got an
Wasn't-
award.
Yeah, surprisingly even
Everyone's
spread.
winner.
What about the Billy Award?
Fuck,
It
I
was
forgot
the
I was
Billy Award.
I was making that hole on its side.
Yeah. Put it on the entire screen, Billy.
Billy.
Honestly, you could just take the image that he sent, put it in here.
You know what? That's fine. I'll do that.
Get too caught up with the conversation.
Gotta get the Billy Award going.
Too enthralled.
Hold up. I got this picture.
He's still in chat with us.
Important.
Chilling.
FMK.
Like a villain.
Oops.
And I'll just drop this right up in this bitch.
No, why are you moving that?
And while that's up in that bitch, I'm gonna fucking drag it up into this bitch.
Drag it up, drag it up, drag it down.
Alright,
drag
Billy,
it
who's getting your award?
So
I just like, can you flip the image? Are you able to do that?
in a clean, in a
Wait.
That just want Billy to be looking at
Oh my
I just want
God.
Billy to be looking at Moroku chat.
Hold on. Fuck. Flip vertical.
We're losing control of the tokens. Too powerful.
And you want to look at what?
Oh my god.
You said put him where, Nick?
Just put it next to Morocco chat, like half on it, like have her like looking.
Like that?
There we go. Yeah.
Perfect.
Or you could have shrunk it down and put it on the girl's head who's leaning on Sorcerer. Okay.
Oh my god.
You gotta put it on one of the girls' heads that's leaning in. So, put it.
No, that's good.
Yuki. You gotta put it on Yuki right next
Now
to
put it.
There we go. Perfect.
There we go.
Perfect. Official.
Official.
What a guest to have on. Gotta have Billy. Billy Award.
So,
There's
Bill,
just what I do.
where's your
so
workout?
the Billy Award. In a twist reveal, I'm actually gonna give it to Erased for the
Whoa.
JoJo-esque shit they did in the ending.
What?
You know what? Fair.
Sorry.
Come on,
That's
his
fair.
head, bro.
Also, because James brought up a really good point, he did not tell anyone. His power was basically just so the anime could be written.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little bit downside of that, but also, it's fine.
But I just like the fact that he just didn't tell anyone. Like
Wasn't
no
even a
one
win.
except for the. Yeah,
It wasn't even like a win button. It was nice.
yeah. It was just it's their button. Deal with it.
Yeah, he couldn't control it. He did it one time, and he was like, "This is it. This is all I got. I don't even know if I can do this shit anymore." Like, and then yeah, he wrote it. He wrote his manga with it. That's it. And now he's Billy.
Yeah. For a second, I thought he wrote Erased. I thought he wrote the show and
Wait, what?
put it like at the end.
Oh,
he was a manga. I thought he wrote Erased his
Yeah.
life. I thought he did that. I thought he wrote that. And this was a whole self-insert the entire time.
I mean, that's why he didn't talk about the power, because he actually does have it, and he's just trying to kind of blow past that.
I'm looking at the Erased thing, and I'm just... What if you change the E to a B? It's just base.
Oh my.
I have
Oh my
nothing
God.
better to say. Anime.
Oh
my goodness.
Anyways, I appreciate.
What a way to end a season of spooks.
No shit.
With the lulls.
I appreciate anyone who tuned in and was here for this season finale of season 3 of FMK. We're gonna be taking a small break from here, so I don't know when we'll be coming back with FMK. If you want to be kept updated, follow my Discord, which the links are all over my Twitch. Follow me on Twitter. I will post when we do FMK. However, we'll still be doing some sort of an anime gateway. We'll be reviewing movies.
Movies.
Smaller streams, more one-off style.
Yeah. Maybe how I do that is I'll do a stream a game and then pop that in between or in the middle, or if that's the same fucking thing, in between or at the end.
In between.
I'll figure it out. Anyways, for those of you watching, I highly appreciate all of you. Until next time.
Night.
Peace.
Peace out, everyone.